I feel really called to share an energy update. I've been watching this for a while, and I feel like if I share it now, it'll support a lot of people in not feeling so alone. I bet you have met some people that are moving through some of the same things you are, through some of the same things I have. And that is, a lot of people are feeling very called to walk away from career paths that they've been really dedicated to and really excited about for a long while. And now they're in an energy where that just feels like it's time for that to fall off. And I promise you, I, of all people, know how uncomfortable that is and how unstabilizing that is. I've also supported people walking through that shift since I've done it myself. I promise it is what I said it is, uncomfortable. I'm excited to share with you about La Dulce Vita retreat by the beautiful Coherence Retreat group. They have a beautiful variety of retreats, and this one specifically is this summer, and there's only a couple of spots left, and I feel so called to share this with you because these are sweet souls, some of whom I've already connected to in such a rich way, and I'm excited to see this beautiful opportunity before you. And if this resonates for you, I would say jump before the opportunity slips away. It's great. It's all the things. I'll give a brief example from my own experience. I was working on a college, university, much later in life, in my mid-30s, and I felt, I'd been working on it for at least 5 years, and I felt, there was literal joy in it, so much. It brought indeed pleasure, indeed enjoyment. And then I arrived to the year 2020, and it was like, no, you're done now. Close your books. I was like, wait, what? Huh? Hold on. I've been planning this for a while now, since about, age 28, and here we are in our mid-30s, and I'm like, oh, crap. So it was very clear it was time to close the books, and I didn't listen. I listened to people. I checked in with other people, and everyone was like, you should just finish. You're 1 or 2 semesters away from being done. Duh, finish, right? Like, duh. The brain says, duh. Well, my body told me that came in very clearly in April. And by October, I would open books. I was in another semester, and I was crying opening my books. My body was telling me, you're done now. That's over. It's time to make a massive shift, which I was in the midst of, but I was super uncomfortable with it. And that was to do the intuitive work that I do now. Whether that be tuning into reading energies, right? Whether that be me supporting people with alignment guidance, with supporting them in their life to create alignment. But I had to create the alignment for myself first, and that was extremely uncomfortable. And so there were lots of clues supporting me along the way to aim towards this. There was even a job opportunity to read cards and do so much more. And I kept choosing the options that were paying money or that made more sense. And I finally made it to a breaking point where it was like, you can't do any of this anymore. You've been asked to do something different. Are you ready to do that? And so then I did. I'm laughing. It's great. It's uncomfortable. It was all the things. I was excited, don't get me wrong, too, but it's scary as hell to not know where your income's coming from either. Like, some of you may have already experienced that, right? So I moved through that, and my business started in 2021 and, wasn't moving much until 2023. So that was another interesting thing to observe as well. Being with it, sticking with it, keeping in it, just knowing that it is exactly where I'm supposed to be, and it's gonna take its perfect time. which for me especially, everybody's different what they're learning in life. And for me, it's very obvious. I am learning to enjoy the entire process. So having said that, if you feel like you are being called and drawn away to something else, I have stories for you of people. I'm going to give another example of another soul that came in for a beautiful supportive reading, and they realized that they were feeling legitimately on so many levels burnt out from work. But this is what they'd gone to college for, and this is what they'd been doing for years, over 20 years. And now I feel like going to massage school? Are you kidding me? And as I tuned into this reading, it was so obvious. I will never tell you what to do. I will always offer you options, a future timeline, possibilities, right? And I could feel so clearly, so directly, this was the most delicious flow of an experience for this individual. And still they got to choose if that was for them or not. But it felt very much in alignment for them. Like when I say alignment, I mean like the red carpet opened up and like each of the vertebrae of your back were like just lined up. That's what I mean by when I say alignment. Like it was just like the line was present, clear, it was there. And so I could see that, I could feel that, I could sense that, and they were sensing it as well, and still yet asking themselves all the questions, which makes perfect sense. And I could also tell in this reading that they were going to have a very, very uncomfortable year ahead of them. There were 2 people that year that came in, and I could tell they were going to have the most life-changing years in front of them. Almost to date for both of them. And now that we are 2.5, almost 3 years past that, that is exactly what those years were for them. They were extremely life-changing, extremely uncomfortable, and a lot of shifts happened. And one of these individuals, that they did follow what they felt like they were supposed to do when it came to career, and that opened up the opportunity for their love life. It opened up the opportunity for them to actually even clear debt. It opened up the opportunity for them to recalibrate their whole nervous system. They're glowing now. Like their whole demeanor and countenance and the whole aura, their energy that comes off of them and out of them is beautiful. It's very inspiring to me and very exciting to see. And yeah, I share this because you're not alone if you're feeling that and sensing that, and you don't want to make the change, even though there's a part of you that does. And those things can coexist. And what are you going to do about it? I'm sharing this with you because here is your massive fucking invitation to just do it. Now, when I'm saying that, I don't mean you have to leave what you're currently doing. You can create a transition for yourself. That's the best. Some of you just need to leave cold and hard. I get it. I can't tell you how many people I know too. More than what I could count on my hands. People who have had to shut down their retirement plans and everything and pull from there. I get it. I'm just saying, again, I'm not recommending this. I am reminding you of what people are doing. You have more options than you think you have. We don't live in the world that our parents did. We don't. And we're in one of the biggest transitions every time in history, right? There's cyclical times of transition. We are in one of the biggest in the last 2,000 years. Why in the hell do I say that? Because when we look at the constellations, they help us, right? The moon, the stars, the sun help us keep time. We've always used them to help us keep time. It's even the reason that we have the days of the week that we have. Every day is connected to a planet. Sunday, Monday, lunes, and I could go on and on, right? Martes, Mars Day, right? It's like, it's really interesting to see the Latin words connected to, and world over, and obviously all of Asia has always done that too. Like, it's, you know, we've just been doing it, right? You look at ancient cultures and this is how we've always kept the time. It's still how we keep the time today. And with a few adjustments from emperors and kings. Having said that, we're under this constellation that represents, and again, it's nothing new, right? We move through these cycles. There's times we are in the war and in the fight, right? And there are times we are in the love, where all of us are working together instead of against one another. And we're entering more into that now with, you know, the Aquarius, right? Under the sign, leaving the sign of Pisces, more under the sign of Aquarius at this time. And so that is the interesting observation I've made watching we always have the two energies, the positive and negative, working together, right? They dance, they flow, they're absolutely necessary for life, right? It's the battery, it's how everything moves and bees and breathes. And so with the inhale and the exhale, one isn't bad and one isn't good. We need them both. They both support us. And in that dance, the masculine and the feminine are very important. And so we've already had that patriarchal energy, and now we're stepping into a little more of the feminine energy leading the show. A little more tapped into the feminine for everybody. Every human gets to tap more into their emotions than they have before. They get to tap more into their instincts. They get to be in the energy of nurturing themselves more deeply than they ever have. All these things are invitations this season of a life has created for us now. It's like God has gifted us that. We've already had Piscean age. We already saw how that was for us. It's time to breathe now and be a little more into the gentleness. How can you slow your life down now instead of it has to be so hard? How can it be more in the flow? How could you be more on the river? That's the invitation that you're in now, that I'm in now. And that's why it's so uncomfortable, and it's allowed to be so uncomfortable. That's exactly why. Because we're so programmed and so used to this reality. Another fun thing that's happened for me on Authentic Lourdes World Tour is as I've traveled the world and been outside of my home country, and I wouldn't even call it my home country, interestingly enough. I would call it my birth country, my birthland, right? Puerto Rico is my bloodland. That's where my family comes from. And you get to choose what homeland is for you, right? Everybody has a different place, which is why we keep meeting so many people in different countries, going to different countries, and of so many mixed cultures, right? There's Asians that look like what we classically think of as Asians living in Russia, right? They've been there for thousands of years. Duh, that whole area is Asia, right? It's beautiful, but we forget. And then like when we meet people from Jamaica that also have Asian blood in them, we're like, wait, what? And like we forgot. These people travel. People travel. Like, we are a whole blend of humanity, and we're remembering this more deeply right now. So I'm sharing this with you again because it's also perspective on the outside. If you haven't been outside of where you've been inside of for so long, do so. It's going to change your life. Do so. And please let it be for at least 1 month. You're going to change your entire life. So maybe even before you change your career, go do that. Go travel. It will create an initiation for you that will open up your mind, your heart, your soul, your whole expression. And you'll show up very differently to the world. It's really beautiful. So I'm just reminding you of these options that you've had that you've probably already felt, and the reason why you're feeling them. This energetic tune-in, check-in is about what's alive right now for humanity and why so many people are actually leaving different countries and going to them. I have countless friends that are in different countries, literally all around the world. I'm just going to Canada, Russia, I met someone else, oh my God, I met someone else that lives in England, but they're originally from Japan. And it's just like, and I met them in South America, and they were traveling. They knew they needed to move their energy. They knew there was something that was asking them to create a shift in their life because they hated their job, you know, one of the younger millennials. I share this with you because again, like, this is happening for people and they feel called to different places. Don't just think that, again, where you've been inside of all the time and you haven't been outside of is the best of the best. it may be the best for you, and that's great. And recognize that everybody is excited about the whole of the planet. There's so much more to explore. And so take that opportunity to do that. Go somewhere for longer than you ever have. It makes it more uncomfortable. I thought I was going to Mexico for 2 or 3 months, and instead God had me there for a year, and I was shocked. I was like just under a year I was in Mexico, and it was wild. It was crazy. I have so many stories from that. We'll get there as we go. It's absolutely fascinating, and I felt so on mission with permission while I was there. And everywhere else I've gone on since what I've started as the Authentic Lourdes World Tour back in 2021, I knew I was like, I'm being sent on world tour. Noted. Okay. And I have learned so much, and this is why I continue to share it with you guys, whether it's been here, Instagram, or the people I work with on a constant basis throughout the year, right? There's so many things we get to offer one another. Everyone who's come to me for any type of guidance has also served me so much to learn from, and I am in the deepest of gratitudes for that. Not that I have the way to do anything. I just offer ways in which you get to look at life differently, create a different relationship to God, right? Create a different relationship to your parents, to yourself, to your inner child, to all the parts that you be. It's just so rich and so like life-giving. I don't have any other words for it. It's literally life-giving and so fulfilling. It's precious. So I share this with you, again, in conclusion, as this beautiful energy check-in right now. I'm excited to share with you about La Dulce Vita Retreat by the beautiful Coherence Retreat group. They have a beautiful variety of retreats, and this one specifically is this summer, and there's only a couple of spots left, and I feel so called to share this with you because these are sweet souls, some of whom I've already connected to in such a rich way, and I'm excited to see this beautiful opportunity before you. And if this resonates for you, I would say jump before the opportunity slips away. And if you feel called to work with me, either to learn to read the tarot cards, or you would love to learn more about developing your intuition and becoming the AI, the artificial, the authentic intelligence, right? We are all of it. And the more we tune into our authenticity, and the more we can actually learn how to use the artificial, right? Like, it's all here to serve us. And it's so much fun, and I'm so honored to be there with you in these ways in which we get to move and be as humans. So if that's appealing to you, check out a discovery call on AuthenticLourdes.com, and check out the other fun products I've got there. I've got some fun stuff for you. Check it out. Thank you guys for being here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time.